And hello and welcome to another Xterra video where I work on my truck. Sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. And on today's video, it's one of those big projects that I planned for summer. Like I was saying, 2 years ago I did my Titan swap. Last year I did the 2-inch body lift, and today I'm finally working on my axles. I'm gonna be swapping my rear and front axles. The rear one M226 with the E-locker, and the front one M205 from a Titan. So today, it's the end of the day, it's very hot today, but I'm gonna start working on my truck. I'm gonna lift it up, I'm gonna start to disassemble as much as I can, but most of the work gonna be happening tomorrow. Actually, my friend's gonna come over and they're gonna be helping me. So I plan to leave Saturday and Sunday, 2 days to work on this. Theoretically, it not should take more than 1 day, but just to be on the safe side, I left 2 days for it, including the remaining of Friday, whatever is I have today. I don't know how much I'm gonna be recording when the friends are here. I try not to bother them with recording, but I try to record as much as I can, but we'll see. Most of the stuff is anyways the same when I did a Titan swap, disassembling the rear and this is an assembling with a few minor adjustments. But anyways, I hope you guys gonna enjoy this video as well. So now I'm gonna start working on it, recording it here and there, and yeah, hopefully by the end of this video, or maybe it's gonna be two-part video, my truck is gonna be finally swapped with 2 axles in the rear and the front. So very excited. So I'm starting to disassemble everything from the back first. As you can see, I already removed the tires, I removed my spacers. So now I'm gonna start disassembling, removing all the wires, all the hoses, everything over here from the axle, so I can unbolt this, unbolt the shocks, and just lower everything down. So at least that's the plan. And by the way, I forgot to mention, I'm gonna be replacing these Shackles from Nestec. As you can see, all the paint, all the power cord is peeling off, and from the day one, for some reason they were not really aligning. So instead of those, I'm gonna be installing these CJDs. This was actually given to me by a friend when I helped him with his truck. So as a thank you, he got me a set of these Shackles. So this is gonna be much better. So now I'm working on removing these bolts, and I was worried that they're not gonna come out, that I might have to cut them or something. I even ordered a new set from Z1, but to my surprise, they're pretty good, and they come out, not that they come out easy, but with an impact gun they come out in no time.
The next day.
And hello guys, and welcome to another day. So gonna continue working today, and my friend's gonna come over and they're gonna help me out, so the process should go faster. Just few things to mention: whenever you're leaving the lift packs, just make sure you remember or mark them which one is the driver's side, which one is the passenger, because they're rated different. The driver's side is slightly more stiffer, so that's why I put labels over there and which direction they go. So we will be adding the lifts to them to make this pack a little bit more stiffer, to be able to carry more weight. But other than that, I think everything is ready. I disassembled everything already. The axle is just being held by the jack and these 2 bolts over here. Few things to consider in the back as well. Before you jack up your truck, put it in neutral, that way you can spin the shaft, because you're gonna have to use the impact gun to take out those bolts. Yesterday most of them came out fine, but the 2 on top, I didn't have the right angle to get that impact gun there. I was trying to do it by hand with a wrench, and I actually broke the wrench. I didn't know I'm that strong. Anyways, so all the cables are disconnected, all the hoses are disconnected. So now I'm gonna take out the last 2 bolts, remove these 2 bolts over here, and I can lower down the axle. I removed the parking brake cables from over here. I was just prying this with a screwdriver, and I pushed that pin out. Then you can remove the cable going in here, but I think there's an easier way. Let me just double check. Now I believe you just have to remove this console, and then there is this nut over here. You have to loosen up this nut. You can do almost all the way up to here. That way you're gonna have more slack in the back to work with those cables. Gonna loosen up right now. I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, so that will give me more slack to work with the cables in the back. Should make it more easier. But now gonna remove the last 2 bolts, drop the axle and take it out of the way, and that's it. Just like that, they come out easy. Take them out. This one I'm supporting with a strap so it doesn't drop on me. I think that's a smart idea. And these bolts are actually still pretty good. I did went ahead and I ordered a set of them from Z1, but I don't know, maybe I'll reuse these ones and return the other ones, I don't know yet. So now I can remove these bolts holding this in place, and this side. Okay. Of course, yesterday I disconnected all the ABS sensors, so now I can just hopefully carefully lower the axle and take it out. And that's it, guys, the old axle is out. So now basically it's gonna be the reverse procedure. Start putting everything back in place, bolting everything back in place, and then tightening it all up. I'm maybe gonna be fighting with this, putting the emergency brake inside there, but maybe since I released that bolt inside, it should be easier. Then I have to just adjust these pads so they just touch just about the rotors, and the rest should be good. Now another thing over here on this side and this side, I had to chop this off because otherwise it's gonna interfere with the plate, that one we're gonna have on top. But this is no big deal, this was just for this cable, we can always just zip tie it. But yeah, now we can start putting the new axle in. So now I'm gonna start by reinstalling the new shackles in with the new hardware. Gonna grease the bolts and just slide it in. Very simple. Alright, so now we're gonna be working on the leaf packs. We're gonna be adding the leaf, so from a medium duty we're gonna convert it to heavy duty. Now in order to do that, we need to remove these 2 bolts here and this one over here. Gonna clamp it first so it doesn't just snap. Gonna clamp it over here and bolt this, and then this leaf is gonna go between this leaf and over here. So as you can see, it's gonna be something like that in there, between this and this. Right? So gonna do both of them and put them inside there. So now we're disassembling the leaf pack. Just keep in mind which direction they go. So now since we're disassembling the leaf pack, I'm also gonna be replacing these pads which been recommended to me, because if you look at the one that come in there, they're very thin and small, and I'm gonna be replacing with these ones. I'm gonna leave the model number in description. And another thing, as you disassemble this, just keep in mind which direction the leaf packs are going. It's very important. So, and then the new one's gonna go just in there, snap in there. Now these bushings, the ones I got, the ones have been recommended to me, people say that it's just gonna go in, but for some reason either the hole is too small or they're too big. So what I have to do is just, I'm cutting the middle portion out on both sides, just like that, to give a more opening over here, and then I'm just hammering it inside there. It sits tight, maybe too tight, but hopefully it's gonna be all right. It's not gonna go anywhere, but just something to keep in mind. Alright guys, and as you can see, we're already putting the leaves in and the axle. First we put the leaf packs in the back of a truck, then we brought up the axle, we laid on it, then we lift up one side at a time, push it inside the shackles, and then we did the second side. So it's very doable. With a little bit of elbow grease, it's doable. So now we're gonna start connecting the axle to the drive shaft. Now to slide this brake line in there better, I would recommend to put some grease. Then once we do that, so now we can take this pin apart, slide it down. Now let's slide this inside. Okay, so now because we released that nut over there, we have more slack over here, and as you can see, I can somewhat easier position this over here. Now we can slide this little pin inside. Just have to wiggle the cables a little bit to align these holes. So push it in just like that. Make sure it's all the way in, and you can push this inside. and now we can close this bracket to hold it in place, and that's it. Now we're gonna put the bolt in here, and the brake lines is almost done. Then we're just gonna adjust that nut by the e-brake, and this is done. So now we're gonna be working on putting our flip kit in. It's very easy, just 2 U-bolts, a bracket, and an extra set of hands. Now once again, these bolts are going to be tied up to 93 foot-pounds of torque, or about 100 pounds, so that should be good. The bolts on the drive shaft, they're going to be tied into 71 pound-foot of torque. So this is all done. So now we're going to start assembling all the brake lines over here, get the new brake lines here. For that I picked up new brake hoses for the soft lines, and for the hard line over here I'm going to try to leave all the model numbers and part numbers in description so you guys can check it out. So now we're working on disassembling the front. So the front is basically the same whenever I did a Titan swap. Now my friend is helping out, gonna be removing the front differential. So now we're working on removing these bolts. We already removed the crossbar over here. So once we remove these 4 bolts, which are 14mm, we're gonna be ready to remove 3 bolts holding my teeth over here, and start putting the new one inside. Alright, so we got the old R180 out, and this is gonna be a new one, M205, and it's definitely much bigger, it's much heavier, so it's much more heavier duty, hopefully. And I think from all the painting and stuff, I think it came out pretty good. So now we're gonna work and just start assembling everything back. Alright guys, and as you can see, everything already assembled. Like I said, it's the same procedure as when I did a Titan swap, so you can just follow that video for tightening all the bolts over here. The new half axles are in as well. So now we're gonna just work on bleeding the brakes. Since we don't have the tires, it's much easier right now. Then I'm just gonna double check everything, make sure that everything is in place, everything is connected. Just gotta always take your time and make sure everything is tightened, connected, no bolts loose anywhere, no wires untouched or anything. Then I just have to organize some wires over here, fix my camera wires, and then just work on my connection for the e-locker, and pretty much done. Now over here, to wire up the e-locker, we have 2 options. The easy one, well, they both kind of easy, but the easiest one is just to use the blue and a gray wire that go into the e-locker itself, which are these 2 wires over here. And when you wire up to your switch, you just flip the switch, it's gonna send the power over here, and you're gonna assume that the locker is working. But there is a second plug over here, the solenoid, which is wired up to the light indicator, and what it does, it will let you know that the e-locker is actually engaged or it's not engaged. With this part over here, you're gonna know if the locker is engaged or disengaged, because it's gonna work as an indicator. In order for this all to work, the current has to come through here as well, go back to the switch, and the light is going to be illuminated. So when it's in an off position but the truck is running, your light switch is going to be just blue. When you turn it on, the top light is going to turn on as well, only when this is all engaged. But if you have only the e-locker connected, the light will turn on, but there is no guarantee that the e-locker is actually engaging. So this is something, I hope I'm explaining it right guys, I hope I'm making some sense, but you'll see. This is very easy. I'm gonna post a diagram as well how this is supposed to be wired up, but basically 1 wire is gonna go to the light to e-locker switch, 2 wires gonna be together for the ground, and another wire is gonna go to the switch as well for the negative feed. That's why it's good to run a 4 conductor over here, which I have it waiting already here. So that's where I'm gonna be working on now. I'm gonna wire this all up, but as I'm wiring, I'm gonna try to explain you guys one more time, and so hopefully you guys understand what I'm talking about. Now to wire up the switch, it might be a little bit confusing, but it's not too bad. So I took off the wiring harness from the truck. So what's gonna happen, the gray and the brown cable, they're gonna be actually twisted together, and we're gonna send it back here on a green wire, but it will depend what wire you're gonna use. So it's gonna come on a green wire, and all we need to do is to take these two wires according to the diagram is to our negative bus on a fuse box. So that's gonna go to the negative, these two together, the gray and the brown. The blue cable is gonna go to our terminal 3 of the switch. Simple as that. So that's gonna come on my red wire. So I'm gonna put a plug over here, and that's gonna be connected over here. Now the black wire is gonna come on my black wire over here, and that's gonna be connected to terminal 7. And then coming from the fuse box, from the negative, I'm gonna have another wire connected to terminal 8, and that's it. Pretty simple, a little bit confusing, but very simple. So big thanks to the guys who did this on the forums, this diagram. I'm gonna leave this in description so you can always check it out, guys, and just follow these directions. Very simple and easy. And right, guys, both axles are swapped and done. Wait a minute, this is not my truck. This is my truck. But they both look very similar. We actually were here out enjoying the nature and testing my axles with my friends over here. This very beautiful spot over here. But like I said, both axles are swapped. It's been already a week since we did the swap. It didn't take us that long. I started disassembling the rear on Friday evening. Took me about 2 hours, and then on Saturday by 3 o'clock we were done. So now I have a M226 with an ear locker in the rear, and I have M205 in the front from a Titan. I'm very happy. Of course, after that I still had to bleed the brakes. I had to check, make sure everything is tight, everything is appropriate, that everything is done correctly, make sure no bolts are loose or anything. Just always take your time. So today we are out on this nice little trail, and I'm testing, make sure everything works, make sure that nothing gonna break, but I'm taking it easy, but so far everything is good. I may have to trim more of my fenders, maybe not, we'll see, but so far nothing has been touched, nothing rubs. But then again, I didn't run into any big drops or anything, so only time will show. The e-locker is wired in and it's working as well. And I really like that function, that it actually illuminates the light when the locker is actually engaged, not when you just flip the switch is lights up. That doesn't mean the e-locker is engaged yet. I was planning to do this upgrade for nearly 2 years, and finally I was able to get it done with the help of my friends. I really thank you guys for helping me out in all the ways that you guys helped me. And I really want to thank you all guys for watching these videos, for posting comments and leaving likes or dislikes for that matter. I really enjoy guys helping you out and providing these videos. I hope they help you guys as well. And I still plan to make more videos on my truck. There is always something to make, there is always something to upgrade, or there is even more trails to explore. So I hope you guys gonna stick around and keep watching my videos. And always leave your suggestions in case you guys want to see something else, or you have any suggestions for any other upgrades, or how to do some stuff better. But for today, the video is coming to the end, guys. This was a big project, and I'm very happy that this project was done. Now, like I said, we're just over here enjoying the nature. We're actually gonna start a campfire soon over here and grill some stuff and just enjoy it, outdoor activity. And then we're just gonna keep driving around and testing more of my suspension before a big trip that is coming up. I'm very excited about that. It's gonna be a big trip for me, and the first time going to Nissan Off-Road Challenge in Pennsylvania. Very excited, very looking forward to it, and I hope you guys gonna like that video as well. So on this note, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you might find it helpful, and as always, until next time, everybody, bye.